Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Glue sticks ready, let's make a plan. Planners in the office, supplies in hand. Honey half-season, whimsy arrows, crafting magic like true heroes. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Let's create a scene. Join the club where we live our dreams. So grab your scissors and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Slip into jammies, grab something to sip. Stickers and golden scissors, let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers got a list. In this crafty paradise our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scraps your cards, help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? Hearts and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scratch your cards, help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? It's all for you. It's all for you.
Hello, welcome to the Late Night Crafty Club and the back of my RV. I'm so happy that you're here. I apologize profusely for being so tardy. We have internet issues, so hopefully the show will continue, but I don't know for sure. Also, the show is going to be an hour tonight, just an hour. So I am very happy to see your little faces. As always, it feels like it's been so long since I've seen your little faces. And yeah, I like longer than normal. Like when I say that, it's been a long time. I mean, it's really been a long time, even though it's only been 2 weeks. This has been a long 2 weeks. I don't know about you. But tell me in the comments, has it been a long time? Okay, let's go up to the top of this chat room and say hello to everybody. I know we have a couple new friends in the chat room. I love when we have new friends. We could also have new lurkers. Sometimes people don't like to say hi in the chat room. So if that's you, hello, welcome. And also hello to our replay club viewers, because that actually is often the majority of people are in the replay club because they cannot make it for the live festivities. So hello and welcome to Miss Annie, being one of those people. She signed in and then left. Hi, Miss Robin. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Chris. Good day to you, sister, down there, down under. Hello, Miss Bethany. Hello, Miss Sherry Davis. Hello, Penny. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Robin. Hello. Did I already say okay? I'm already getting thrown off. Hello, Miss Shawn. Hi, Terry. Hi, Laura. Hi, Julie. Hi, Janice. Hello, Miss Mary. Hello, Susan. Hi, Miss Diane. Hi, Margaret. Hello to Chris up there in Canada. Hello, Denise. Hello, Miss Kelly Anderson. It's good to see you. I have to text you. Hi, Sherry Susan. Hi, Heather. Oh, I forgot. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Heather. Going down the list. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, Deb. Hello, Heather Colleen, who is new. Everybody say hi to Heather. She is new. Hello to Crafty Darlene. Hi, Miss Annabelle. Hello, Miss Creative Christian, another newbie. Welcome, oh, welcome to our little show. Hi, Kelly. Welcome here. Welcome and welcome yourself. Hello, Miss Stephanie Sawmiller. Good to see you. Hi, EJ. Good to see your little face. Hello, Miss Jennifer Dubs. Hi, Kathy Dotson. Hi, Shelly K. Hi, Miss Kathleen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Miss Bonnie. Hi, Angel. Hi, Patty P. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Edie. We'll take you late. We're happy you're here. Hello, Miss Kathy. Hi, Lidima. Welcome from down under. We're happy that you're here. Hello, Miss Lark. The loveliest name, Lark Rise. And there is Miss AA. Hello, Araceli. Araceli. I always want to sing a little song. Am I right? I have a little song in my heart. Araceli. I feel like it's close to another song. Okay, I have to remember. Did I write it down somewhere? I am putting you in my book. AA stands for Araceli, and thank you for reminding me. Hello, Shelly. And hello, Miss Deborah. And thank you very much. Okay, so it's going to be kind of chit-chatty, okay? I have a lot to say. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm a bit on the low energy side of crafting. I know. How do you start the Late Night Crafty Club saying, I don't feel very crafty? It's like a bait and switch. I got you here under false pretenses. But if you have been a Late Night Crafty Club member, you know that sometimes it ebbs and flows. Sometimes you cannot control creativity. You know, it has a mind of its own. Here's the situation. Sometimes when you're in planning mode, which I am heavily in planning mode for Camp Reset, that should be, hopefully, by the grace of God, kicking off July 11th. Do you hear a little hint of desperation in there? So yes, our beloved Camp Reset, coming back for its 9th appearance. I am heavily in Camp Reset mode. So sometimes that just, it pulls from the little resource of creativity that I have. And today, the last few days, like this last week, it's just burned through my creative fuel in a way that is very unexpected. Now, having said that, I have continued to preach, and I will continue to do so, that even when you are not feeling super crafty, you can still be attached to your creativity, and there's still ways to be in creative mode. And I'm going to demonstrate. And I'm not saying I'm not crafting. Please don't misunderstand. I am going to attempt to craft. Yes, I am, because I have some new materials I wanted to just quickly show you. I got something new. It's pretty cool. And actually, my little cards, you guys remember my cards, my sweet little cards. I actually have been thinking about these little sweeties, thinking I haven't crafted a card in a while. I was kind of feeling collage-y, you know. I love my honeys, but I actually was starting to miss my cards. So I think miss collaging in general. So in thinking about Camp Reset and all the stuff that needs to happen, I just think that that's really been sucking a lot of my focus. And so I've been doing a lot of so I'm splitting, like part of me's thinking about my own creative process and what I want to craft and what I want to do. What ideas am I curating for Camp Reset for campers? And then the technical stuff. So it's kind of like you're almost like a little split personality in that. So that's where I'm at. So I'm just being honest. So our show will be a little shorter than normal. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I think I'm sitting a little further away from the microphone than I normally try to. So let me see. So Deb Gilgore says that she's been assembling a container with supplies in anticipation of Camp Reset. So excellent. That's music to my ears. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different tonight. These are my notes and I've already skipped ahead. So just as a little reminder, tiny bit of housekeeping. So we're having a tea party tomorrow in the clubhouse. Okay, so if you are in the Explorers Lounge, this is an Explorers tea party. If you're in the Explorers Lounge, I made you a little printable for our tea party. So you want to grab that and print that out so that you have it for our discussion where we're going to discuss this and all my excitement over all my stuff and my inspiration and the things that are making me super jazzy. What we're going to talk about so that hopefully in that discussion, you'll get super jazzy. And you'll start thinking about the things that you want to start gathering and curating to get your own creativity kick-started. I'm really trying to approach Camp Reset different than I ever have before. I'm really trying to give it a long, slow burn so everybody gets a chance to clean out your little creative spaces, do your decluttering, think about your crafty stuff, start curating and gathering the things that you want to do. And that's kind of what briefly I just wanted to talk about, give you some thoughts, give you some things to chew on about that. So, hi, Katya. I am so happy to see your little face. It's been a long time. And Annabelle disappeared. Okay. It has been a long time and I'm glad to see you. Your sweet little face. Okay. So, those of you who are new, I usually just jump right into my crafting. I try to, but this is for prepping for our camp. So if you have not heard of Camp Reset, and everybody hearing my voice from henceforth, I'm hosting a fun little online camp. Except for last year, I've done it every single year since 2017, and it's part self-care. It's part little bit of crafting, little bit of self-care. It's a fun, imaginary camp that we all go to, and we try to imagine being our 12-year-old selves again. And it's about reconnecting with ourselves, putting ourselves first. And it's about just really trying to reset. Hello, there's a boy in the house.
Sorry, let me get your microphone so you can get in the middle of the frame.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Squishing over. All right. So, so anyway, it's just about, it's a fun little camp and it's a fun tradition. And, I am hoping that there'll be lots of girls who are excited for camp. And, I didn't host it last year, so I'm hoping that we'll be all excited because we missed out. And actually I didn't the camp before that one, 2023, it actually wasn't held publicly. I held it only within the membership. So some of you, it's been 2 years since I've held camp. So yeah, this is something hopefully you won't want to miss out on. Exactly. Those Thunderhead boys are all going to be sneaking in. Exactly. If you know, you know. So let's talk about one thing is the next Late Night Crafty Club will be on the 30th. So there was actually 3 LNCCs in the month of May. How fun is that? And so in the next few weeks, I want you to start thinking about, we've been talking about decluttering a lot. I even produced a freebie, a glorious freebie, if I don't say so myself. If you haven't been around for a while, haven't heard the hubbub, where's my pile? My pile o' printables. I made a glorious printable, the most glorious freebie that I have ever made in the history of evers. Here it is. 50 pages or so, and it's called 30 Days to a Cozy Craft Space. So this is me, your crafty friend, walking you through decluttering your space and then making it cozy. So it's not just getting rid of stuff, it's also then turning around and making it a cozy space. So it is for people who really hate this process like I do. I'm a terrible at projects like this. I'm a procrastinator with a capital P, and I'm very much like a child with a very small attention span. And I should know because I raised a child with ADHD. It was a joy. So I am reminded of that when I go to do stuff. I have a hard time pushing through because it's so painful. So I wrote that with this in mind, that it is painful. It is painful to part with your things and the version of yourself you thought you were going to be. And basically, it's really just to help you pare down and have the things that will, like Marie Kondo has tried to illustrate, is like things that spark joy, things that will really help you really be interested in crafting and be excited to craft. Sometimes it's all about having the right materials at your fingertips and curating really great materials, which is really what I want to challenge campers to do, is really pack a kit, a curated kit for camp. Don't think that like I have all my supplies at my fingertips to craft for camp. Perhaps one should pretend you are literally packing for camp. And these are the materials I'm going to craft with. If you've ever been to like a crafting retreat, this is what you do. You pack your materials, you think it through. This is all I'm taking. And then that's what you have. So that's going to be my approach. I decided I'm going to curate a kit for my junk journal. And that's all I'm going to use. So anyway, if you are interested in my freebie, all you need to do is go to theresetgirl.com and sign up for it. And I will hastily deliver that to your inbox. And then we can be inbox besties. I do not spam you, and I barely send emails as I should. So I promise you it's a very casual relationship that I have. It should be much, much better than it is. Okay. So where was I? I'm sorry. Let me gather my notes again. Okay. So speaking of the gathering. So in the gathering, because we've been talking so much about decluttering, that was my little side note, was about the whole decluttering process. Let's talk about gathering. So inspiration. Here's the very first thing to start gathering. Inspiration. Pinterest is your best friend for inspiration, in my humble opinion. You can create a board in 2 seconds and then begin to organize it. Pinterest is so wonderful now. You can create different sections of one board. So you can create a camp reset board if you wanted to. I do. Every single year I have a different camp board. And what you can do is make different sections depending on the interests you have in your junk journal project. You can name it whatever you like, but you can collect inspiration for like pages that you want, that inspire you. Maybe you see a pocket you want to emulate, or cool ways to use junk mail, or fun ways people have used, like cereal box. Like cereal boxes, that's a really popular way to incorporate into your junk junk journal, repurposing a children's book, like the little golden books. There's so many fun ideas on Pinterest, just in a snapshot. And you can pin that. And that way, when you go to craft during camp, you'll have this library that you've created for yourself. And you will not be stuck wondering, what should I do? What should I do? What is everyone else doing? Because you have thought ahead. You're planning for your future self, because you don't know what that self is going to be like in July. You don't know how life will be treating you. You might have less time, but you might have a lot of time. You might have more time because you're going to be you might be willing to prioritize yourself more this year. And you might decide, I'm going to curate all the things I've always wanted to do, and this is going to be the junk journal of my dreams. I'm going to make this the junk journal of my dreams. I'm going to document the heck out of my summer and all the fun things that I do around the house. I do around my house. Like, even if it's not, you're going on a fabulous vacation, maybe it's a staycation, maybe it's documenting ordinary moments. I'm going to be providing fun prompts that you can, that will nudge you into taking photos so that you're not lost. And I will also provide little fake photos so that you can just, craft with those. But you will get opportunities to photograph your own self to put into your little junk journal and how you spent your summer. So I think that's fun. It gives you someone kind of nudging you into having fun and doing some things. I like that. Sometimes I don't necessarily know what's fun. What are the cool kids doing? I'm so indoorsy, I sometimes don't even know. So I think that will be really fun. So I already have a Pinterest board going. You can make one that you're gathering art journal pages, junk journal pages, ideas for pockets, ideas for a cool features that, like, cool handwriting styles, cool details. Like, I look for things sometimes, like cool ways people like add little marks, like the little plus signs I love, or little stars. Sometimes people have really cool marks with their pens. Sometimes I'll just round up pictures of those. Like, those are something fun I want to incorporate. Whatever catches your eye, this is your chance to start curating, being a curator of your junk journal in advance. These are the things that you're going to, design for yourself. So it's going to be really fun. And so you can do that in your downtime. Pinterest is the easiest thing to use when you're, laying on the couch or sitting in, I always say sitting at your kid's appointment. I always imagine everybody sitting at the doctor's office with their child. How many years have I used that as my example? I need to get new examples. What other things do you guys do where you just, you have time on your hands? But this is a great way to curate something that is going to benefit you. It's not just going down a rabbit hole for nothing. It is going to benefit you. You are preparing your future self. Okay. So you're curating something like an eye of a designer. This is the stuff I'm going to be doing in the summertime. So another thing you want to start gathering is paper. This is the foundation of a good junk journal. Every single time we do camp, everyone wants to know, what supplies do we need? Paper, 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 paper. You want to have I think every good crafter, like, that's interested in paper, like all of us tend to be. Like, if you're listening to my voice right now, chances are you're a paper crafter. Paper. All kinds of paper, craft paper, music sheets, textbook pages. A yearbook, an old yearbook is even fun. You can have ephemera, vintage ephemera, old maps, and then you have the plethora of the different kinds of paper that you can commercially buy, like scrapbook paper, ledger paper, graph paper, vellum paper. Have a nice little library of different textures and types of paper so that you can make a junk journal that has a fun, different variety of papers. And of course, the word junk literally means junk. That's like curating like junk mail, the stuff that's like the, paper that you would normally toss. Maybe it has like your grocery list on one side of it, but you can repurpose that and use it in your little junk journal. Stuff that like the stuff that you would toss, consider using that. Consider using bills, envelopes, packaging, pieces of cardboard, your Amazon delivery, cut up parts of the box. You could use part of that in your junk journal. Cereal boxes, granola boxes. Those are things that you can easily cover over. You can make covers out of chipboard that you purchase, or you can use packaging from any of the the packaged stuff that we buy from the store. So that's oh, that's so cool. Kelly says, one of my favorite things to do is take myself out for a date to a coffee shop with with a notebook and a dedicated block of time for Pinterest. Kelly, you are such a shining example to us. That is such a lovely self-care date. I love that. Hi, Miss Mary. Oh. Susan said, my 40-year-old baby boy would not appreciate my attendance at his doctor's appointments. And Mary agreed. She said, my 21 and 23-year-old daughters would not either. Okay, this is the true point. Now, Kelly Anderson actually has children young enough to fit that example. So I understand my my audience has a broad age range. So I totally get you. My daughter's 34. So no, she wouldn't. Actually, I take that back. My daughter's actually asked me to go with her to a couple appointments. But I get you. So that's why I need to have a variety of examples. I need to start working on some new ones. Okay. So anyway, become a curator of paper. Start looking at your junk mail with new eyes. Now's the time to stop throwing away those security envelopes with the window. This is the time we want to start saving those. Also, don't be surprised, explorers, if I repeat any of this information tomorrow. Because I think I'm getting carried away, and part of my conversation was going to be this tomorrow. I had a security envelope. I was shoving stuff around before I went live, and now I no longer know where it is. And that's the story of my life in a small space. I do that all the time. Shove it away so you guys can't see it, and then I lose it. Anyway, you guys know what junk mail looks like. So old magazines, ephemera of all kinds, whether you go like Kelly's going to her little date at the coffee shop, she could save her napkin, or the little vellum bag her cookie comes in. I mean, whatever little accoutrements they have laying around, grab it. That could be a fun little story that you make up, in your little junk journal about your little date that you went on. So good times. Okay, another thing that you can start gathering is you can make a YouTube playlist. So I share playlists with you lovely ladies all the time, whether it's in my newsletter, the clubhouse, in camps. I've been doing these playlists for years. So they're very easy to make. You can actually save the playlists that I make. You can save them to your own library so that you have them. But you can also create playlists of people's videos where they've, done a cool technique that you like, that you want to emulate. There's a cajillion junk journal videos on YouTube that you can start watching now. Get an idea of what type of junk journal. I try to be very loosey-goosey about projects, especially these days. I've agonized over this so much because I realize I try to accommodate everybody's crafting, the level of crafters there are, and the ability that people have with printing things and doing things. So this year is going to be try to be the easiest I ever do something ever. So campers will have, with just some exceptions, they're going to have a lot of autonomy in creating the size junk journal that they want to. I think there's just some pieces that are going to have to accommodate if they want to include them in their junk journal, that the pieces that I'm making, like ephemera. But other than that, they're going to be able to make their own. If they want to put pocket pages in it, they'll have to adjust for those pocket pages. But I want it to be very loosey-goosey, and you make it how you want it. I want everyone to be able to make whatever kind of junk journal they love, because that's the thing about junk journals, is they're so personal to each person. Like, everybody has a certain type and style. I see junk journals all the time that I don't care for the type that they are. I wouldn't want someone to tell me that's the kind I have to make. So I don't want to do that to you. Maybe you don't like the kind of junk journal I like. So I want everyone to make what they want. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to impose upon you my style. So I'm going to be very loose this year with saying, this is about how, many pieces I have, the size of piece. If you want those to be in there, this is you need to make it bigger than this piece. That's what it will look like. So start researching. Start looking up 101 videos on junk journals. What are they? What do they look like? If you have no idea, this is your time to start looking. Start looking them up. Because that way you can decide all of those details in advance, and then camp starts and you're hitting the ground running. You know what you need to know, and you can fully engage in just building and having fun. And I'm not really teaching as much as we're just kind of crafting and having play dates together is really more of what it will feel like. And then part of that decision is, this is one that everyone kind of like agonizes over. Do you like disc bound? Do you like ring bound? Do you like loose rings? Do you like to use a book, and just kind of alter a book? So those are the questions that we all agonize over. So agonize over it now. So by the time camp rolls around, you'll have solved all of that for yourself, and you will just be ready to have fun. Okay? And then the last thing I just want to mention, since we're talking about camp, is there's a little development here at the Speaker household where Mark will probably not be here in the time leading up to camp, during camp, after camp, the rest of the year and beyond, because he is most likely heading off to a job. So this will be the first time I will be doing a lot of things I don't normally do on my own, completely on my own. So yeah. So anyway, so I will probably have to rethink camp. It will probably look different than I thought it was going to look, and how it was going to be. So just want you guys to have a heads up on that it's probably going to be, a bit more cozy and more casual and more simplified than I had originally imagined. But because all of you lead very, very busy lives, I think that maybe in the big scheme of things that this definitely might be a blessing in disguise. So there's that. So anyway, that's what's going on. So, and then, yeah. And other than that, my last thing that I did this week was I built the June Craftivity journal and the activity pages, and they turned out adorbs. Can I just say that? So that took up another layer of creative design and having to figure things out. And I generally give first dibs to showing everybody that to my Tea Party members. So those of you who are an Explorers member of the Clubhouse, I hopefully will see you tomorrow for our tea party. That's at 1:00 tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. And it is now time to try to get crafty. Okay, also my lips are dry. So let me get my little lips on. I think where is my lippy lip? One moment, please. One moment. Okay. So, ooh. Thank you, Miss Deb. That's very kind of you. Hi, Misty. I see your little face. Hi, Miss Ray. Also sneaking in, as you put it. I love how you guys say sneaking in. I picture like the cartoon, like when characters would sneak in and they would have the little piano music with them literally sneaking in. Okay. There we go. That feels better on the lippies. Okay, so did I miss anybody else coming in? Hi, Miss Larry. And then excellent Denise. She said, I've gathered Girl Scout handbooks, Girl Scout songbook, a 1950s Women's Day magazine, an old Broadman's hymnal and Girl Scout sash, patches and pins. Like, that sounds awesome, Denise. That's all the cool vintagey stuff. I love that. Shelly says, lately I've had some cute coupons and flyers in my product deliveries, kept some for a junk journal. That reminds me, at Christmas time, Amazon, did you guys get, I don't know if you're an Amazon user, maybe they sent them out to just Amazon users. Did you get Amazon's like Christmas wish book? Like, I never seen them do that before. This was the first year that I noticed it. So I don't know if this was its first year. So it was just full of like toys. I noticed toys. I don't know if it went beyond that. I saved mine because the illustrations were so cute. It was like woodland animals and bears, and it was just adorable. Whoever did it, whoever illustrated it, it was really, really cute. So I saved that. So like sometimes there's some great junk mail that comes in. So start looking at your junk mail a little differently, especially those security envelopes, because they're fabulous. I actually used one in one of my Dress the Honeys outfits, if you guys recall, because it had a really cool blue pattern on the inside. Penny, I just got this lippy. So this comes from Amazon, of course, where I buy everything in my life. It is, I guess Mark Speaker will help me. My sweet, sweet boyfriend. Sammy's. I'm not sure how to say that. That is, like, I'm going to be a beauty YouTuber here. There we go. Sammy's, the same. He's going to put the link in there. I am a sucker for marketing, like the way that they market these Korean lip balms. They call them things like jelly sticks, melting balms, anything with words like that. I am so in. Like, yes, please. I would like to try that. I love things that are slickery, and like really smooth and slick. I love that texture, especially when it's really shiny. So it's like a lip gloss, but not sticky. So that's what this is. It's a Korean lippy, and it's a syrup shot melting balm. A syrup shot melting balm. I don't know. They're crazy. Once you start seeing it show up in your Amazon feed, which you will once you click on it, they have some interesting names for the products. It's really interesting. So let's see. Misty says she's been getting one for several years, the Amazon catalog. That's interesting. I wonder why I never saw it before. So Mark will more than likely be here when I do live streams, if that makes you guys feel better, because usually Camp Reset live streams are done on weekends. So he'll be here for those. I don't even know how I would begin to make those work without him. But everything else that's why I'm going to have to rethink what can be. Is everything going to become a live stream? So maybe I won't be doing pre-recorded videos. Maybe I'll just do them live. So those are the questions I have now. And I will be having a guest contributor, as I have in the past, who's extremely talented in the crafting, in the craftiness. So there'll be some extra content that is recorded, and it's not just depending on me trying to figure things out. So yay. Yeah, for sure. Right. Mark says maybe they were just sent to those who've put an executive's child through college. I think Mark and I have put a few executives' children through college at Amazon. I would be so terrified to see the amount of money that we have spent through Amazon. I think there's a lot of Americans who probably are. They're like, no, thanks. I would rather be in the dark. Okay. All right, friends. Okay. Chop, chop. Because I'm burning daylight. Look, I've burnt through the majority of the time that I said I was going to do this for an hour, and now I've burnt through most of it. And our sweet friends who are like, it's my first time. See, and I've probably run them off because they're like, this is not a crafting show. This is a lie. Okay, let's do a top down. So let me craft something so I am not a liar. Okay, so this is this cool little ledger I found on eBay. Isn't this fun? I'm not sure. I never saw anyone use this in real life. My mom was a ledger person because she always worked with numbers, but she never used one of these. So these are really cool. It's like a little stubby one. This one came with some of the tabbies and I love it how it has numbers inside. I think somebody had wrote in here. That makes it feel very authentic. Like that it's aged. So I really like it. So I am going to just like lay down some collages right on top of the page, the ledger, because I totally love ledger anyway. It's like one of my favorite papers to craft with on. So why not make it the actual paper, like why not just make it the, what do you call that? Not the mode. It's make it the, what do we call that in art? We make it the something. So I'm going to pull out some of my little pieces. I have a lot of these little pieces, that I've been gathering up, as you guys know. Pieces and parts. All these fun little things. See, like I love making these little collages. So I have these and I have some extra papers here that I went through. I got a typewriter textbook, a yearbook. There's another page from the yearbook and someone's handwriting with some pictures. So I ripped those out really quick. And I have more paper in here. So here's just like some extra stuff. See, I don't know what this is, but that's a really cool piece of ephemera. This is probably something fun for junk journaling, but I don't know. I don't know if I could make a story with camp that I needed a dual purpose engineering document card. Like, I'm not sure if I could make this one work. But anyway, so I'm going to do something. And I have just really been, was the word I was thinking was medium? Maybe it was medium. Okay. So yeah, so I'm thinking what I could do is just use pieces like random pieces and just build something with them because I really like that. I like the idea of just having these rando pieces. One thing that I really love is when I bring stuff together based just on like color, like building a page that's just about bringing colors together, focusing on the color palette of the page. So that's what I'm going to do in this one is just focus on making the colors look yummy. I'm not focused too much on their shape or anything right now. So I might trim them or do something to make them fit more. Ooh, look at this guy. I remember cutting him out. I remember cutting him out when I was doing one of the cards, and then he didn't really fit. But see how he would fit here? See, he's already selling it. So, but I think he would be, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a whole sheet. See, the cool thing about this whole thing is I can make my own dividers and my own paper to put in here, so I don't have to just use, you know, this ledger paper. If you have, you know, a good single punch, you can make anything fit anything. So I think that's another reason why I thought that would be fun, is I could add other papers to it. So that could be a fun junk journal, you know, project if you wanted to use that too. Looking for a journal like that, that was really, really, that was really fun. I liked that. Okay. So anyway, what I thought here was like putting him in the corner like that. And I'm just finding some words. That's fun. Words can stand out there on the paper, or they can sit on top of a pattern too, like that. Depends. It depends like where they're more impactful. If the, you know, if the pattern is clashy too much and it's not really standing out, then it has to go. So lines upon line can be too much, but if you put them on top of something else, they can totally stand out in a good way. This is really, really dark teal, so it is very delicious. I do want it to not work against the lines underneath, so I'm going to line it up there. Ooh, here's my favorite. One of my favorite patterns is this one. So one cool thing about this is the shape of this and this are a little similar. We have this angle thing going. I don't know if it's at the right angle. It's kind of messing with my eyeballs. This is that pull side from crepe paper. I know I bought a whole pack of 25, but it simply wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. I never know what I have in these little trays. This is what's fun. It's kind of like a little candy dish. I just kind of randomly threw some paid things in here. I remember talking about this. We talked about this. This was from the pier in San Francisco. I was very curious where that came from, and then someone told me that's where it was from, and then I thought that was really cool because I've actually been there. Okay, and here's another little ticket stub, WJ City Cab taxi tickets. That's fun. So let's like run those in there. Some of my ephemera is like real, and some of it is sort of like like made up again. This is real. That's really cool. Not fun. This one is, what do you call that when it's not refurbished? It's, what do they call that when they, I forget the word. Oh, it's everyone's favorite game. Guess what Cori's thinking? Let me go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear this one. Let's tear it. Tear it into a better shape. Title. I want them. Maybe they don't need to match up right there. Playland ticket. Kind of fun. I love making grids. It's the best. The best. What does this say? Repurpose. Reproduction. That's it. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was That was the word I was trying to think of. Ooh, I have some washi today. I pulled some washi out of my, I found some washi I did not realize I had. It is from the Traveler's Notebook Company. And shame on me, I just put it into a little container and forgot all about it. That's wrong. That is morally wrong. How dare I do such a terrible thing to my washi? Okay, so it's all about just like, what can I fit on here? I feel like this needs to go on here. Now, is that like the perfect? I like it. I like it. I think the weakest piece here may be the Playland ticket. I feel like that one's my weakest link. This little piece here is real ephemera, and what I think is interesting is it is like kind of like, I don't know what this is, like a really thin board. It's not chipboard. Like cardstock. It's cardstock. But what I think it would be good for is like using it as a way of maybe attaching something that's really thin, but you need a sturdy piece to maybe like punch. And so like you could attach it to something to be the sturdy piece and punch it and make it the thing that you attach around the rings. Does that make sense? I think that would be fun. So like little piece of cardstock. This could be a really fun hinge. So this is what I mean. Like start going through your stuff and assessing things. And like I would set this aside and say, hey, that could be a fun little hinge. And that way, this will be good because for the first time, we're getting a chance, because I'm giving you so much lead time. I'm giving you a chance to think through all of this, so you'll feel the most prepared you ever have, and you'll be able to sit and have like the right things. So like I'm not going to have all of this. I'm going to actually curate and have like I actually have purchased stuff, and I've gone through certain things I've already bought. I actually spent money and bought new stuff, which I'm going to show in the tea party tomorrow. So I've tried to be more thoughtful and like, how do I want to do things? So I found curated photos of some other, artists and some of their work that they've done that kind of inspires me, whether it's like the colors they chose or the layout they did. Like I like the shapes. So just begin to think in those terms of like picking layouts that you like, even if you're not copying the exact thing, but maybe you like the placement of the pieces and you have different pieces, but you want to bring them together the way that person did. That can be really helpful. It's like having a jump start for like what you want to do, so that you're not sitting there with the dreaded blank page syndrome and not knowing what to do. So kind of like curating these things in advance gives you a place to like start when the time comes. And then you get in that wonderful like that flow. Once you start going, you start, having one little idea and then another idea and then another idea. And then it becomes that book becomes yours. It becomes, one idea builds upon another, which is really fun. It's like a really fun thing that happens. So I think, exactly, Kelly, simulation. That is the answer for everything. When I can't think of something, that's the answer. Okay. Oh, I've already purchased my first new purchase, a new pack of glue sticks. So I am trying out for the very first time this pack of Tombow. Did I try them out? No, I tried them out last time. That's not true. Last time I used them. These are the Tombow glue sticks, and these are the ones that are blue. There's two kinds. There's white and blue. The blue disappears. It just helps you see what you're gluing. But I did switch up and I am trying this. The Ranger inks have just, over time, they've just gotten harder to purchase, and, finding them from a consistent seller. And for some reason, people just really price gouge those particular glue sticks. And so I've had enough. I've had enough. So I've decided that I want to explore my options. See what else is out there. I like the idea of matching this line to that white seam that separates the two. And I just wanted to have a book. The whole reason why I wanted a ledger like this was just to create like messy collages, or just like do stuff that I didn't really care about. So like, it was just like a little paper playground just to try stuff. I'll probably put other paper that I care a lot less about in there. Like I'll put some 32 pound, I'll cut it down and put it in there. I don't want to use up all my ledger paper like that. Ooh, do I like this blue better? The only thing about this blue, and I think this is probably very picky and not really, it probably doesn't even matter. The only thing I don't love is I don't love that the blue is so close to that blue. Like, not close in color, but close in, like, how close it is. What's the word?
Proximity.
Proximity. Simulation. Lucy says, I started all that prep stuff this week. Good job, Lucy girl. I'm so proud of you. Exactly. Angela, my friend Angela from Florida. Hello, hello. She says, washi neglect. It was. I almost had, WPS? Wait, is that it? No. Washi protection services. I think so. Okay, I am going to go for the blue. I am going to do it even though, okay. My cousin Cori, if you are listening to this message, I just want you to know I love you. I hope you are enjoying your Friday evening and that you're crafting along with me. That is all. And hi, who did I miss? Jackie, are you here? I see Margaret saying hi to you, so you must be here. Hi, Alyssa. Who else have I missed? Have I missed anybody else? Hi, Michelle. I see your little face. Okay. I got this one almost done. So I feel like green, a little bit of green could go in here. Ooh, here's a strip. That's a strip. That's a interesting one. Here's some like mustard yellow. Love that. Always love some mustard yellow. This one's a little long. Hi, Diana from Southern California. I too am a once upon a time fellow Californian. Born and raised, actually. Okay. Do you guys want to know something funny? So I thought it would be fun to buy a vintage yearbook from the high school, the year I was born, and the high school closest to me where my parents lived where I was born. Does that make sense? So I thought that would be fun, because I thought to myself, at the time I was coming into the world, which was around really close to the graduation time, here are all these seniors headed off into the world. I always romanticize everything. And so I bought a yearbook from that era, which is really cool. I think it's really cool. So I have a little stack of yearbooks that I bought, and it is wild. It is wild to see all of the different types of yearbook, different types of high schools, I should say. It took hours upon hours of yearbook research, I should say, on what's it called? eBay. Okay, so I have these little gold stars that I found in my stash. So these are pretty much like the ones that I punch out, only I don't have to make them. They are more of a pure gold, not that lovely champagne gold that I like. Let me see here. Where do I want to put them? I'm going to put them on him. Oop. Yikes. Nothing to see here. Okay. Carry on, carry on. Okay. Put that one over there. Right here. Right here. There we go. He's got some gold stars for a job well done. Thanks, Tom. I don't know. He looks like a Tom. For painting the trim. You're the best. Got some map here. A little bit of map. Got a little bit of this. Got a little bit of that. I'm just feeling like a lot of green needs to be here. So let's do this green. I highly recommend this type of messy collaging where you're just sort of like putting pieces together. This is so fun. It's so fun. I highly recommend. It's very like playful. I feel like you're totally channeling your little 12-year-old inner girl. It's just, you don't have to like coming up with a fun way of like arranging things is really as serious as it gets. I focus on the colors, like bringing colors together. And that's it. That's as serious as it gets. Ooh, I think this would be fun. This blue looks really good with that yellow. I'm going to bring that. I'm going to do that one. One of my favorite Pinterest boards is a collage book, and I just love seeing people put random colors and papers. Oh, and good times. I have these fun tabs, and I think it'd be fun to put some tabs on some of these just for no particular reason. I could even put them on the outside too of my page, but I think I'm going to put one up here. This one says August. I think this one was for one of my planners, but it's obviously never seen the light of day. So I'm just going to give it a job. And I have my Dymo label maker and my tiny attacher. Well, Bonnie, you did all the clean out, so now you can enjoy your downtime. Proud of you for doing the icky work first. Okay, so here I'm just gonna rip. I'm gonna fill in this little hole here. There, fill in that little gap. This is super fun. Good for face value. I think that's a fun little statement. Maybe I can use that. The only thing I don't love is like the paper is kind of drab compared to all the bright colors and stuff here, but maybe it can still work. Good for face value. That just sounds funny on its own, you know. It's a funny statement. So work over here. Hark, the little pitter pat.
Little product placement.
Oh, did you almost fall?
Yeah, my darn equilibrium.
I'm sorry.
That'll be good.
My poor husband. He almost always falls on something. It's because I have a bunch of stuff on the floor. I'm terrible. I'm sorry, honey. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So anyway, these little tabs, these are the pop tabs that we have, the Girl Friday pop tabs. These would be splendid in this particular little journaly thing I have here with the ledger paper, because hello, it's Girl Friday, right? There's a Girl Friday girls right there. And then the one on top of this is meaningful, which I would argue that it's pretty similar color palette, because I'm a one-trick pony and I love the same color palettes. So anyway, these ones, they come on that really thin photo paper. We use the photo paper that I recommend all the time. And this one right here is divine. This one. So Mark cuts these in a way that they're still in there, but they pop right out and they don't leave any of those little taggies. So they're quite lovely. But these are in our store. These would be fun for your junk journaling. So speaking of which, we're going to produce 70 kits. 70. They're very boutique. 70 kits. They have product in them from, I bought some stuff from Studio Calico. And then stuff that we're going to make. So there's like there's some fun things in there. Ooh, I like that one so much better. I got to get this one off. So this is the kind of stuff I totally think makes a junk journal sing, is fun tabs. I love, love, love tabs. I think tabs should be on every page. I think I'm going to use this. Okay. Is this sharp enough to get under there? Yes. Because baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Angela says my hubby calls stuff on the floor, usually boxes, the boxable course, like the obstacle course. Yes, indeed. Deb says he's falling for you, Cori. Yes, just totally in the wrong way. That's not going to be helpful. Okay. I have to reverse course. Okay, is it worth it to do all this? I certainly hope so. I'm going to move my little... I just don't want to rip the paper. Don't want to rip the paper. It's coming up. It's coming up. Yeah. This one. Look at that. Is that delicious? It is delicious. Oh, look, this is like that little honey, the top of the honey dress when I was doing Dress the Honeys. Okay, let's try that again. Hi, Michelle Spencer. This is a delightful surprise. If you are in the clubhouse, Miss Michelle had an idea about producing a community cookbook. She is hosting a homemakers meeting at the end of the month. And I'm thinking homemaking was on her mind. And she thought that would be fun. And I agree with her. I think that would be fun. But we need to know, is that something that people have interest in, is, taking the time to contribute a recipe to the cookbook. And I'm thinking the way it would work is we would create a template so that everybody's recipe would have to conform to a template, and they would just fill it out and you would contribute it. So she is posting that in the clubhouse tonight, is asking if, are you interested in doing this? So please, when you have a moment, take a sec to respond to that. because I think that would be very fun to have recipes from friends. I really do. I think that would be fun. We might do that or something similar to that. I would like people to contribute their favorite snacks, healthy snacks in Camp Reset, because I always love having a healthy snack, a fun, healthy snack feature at camp, because I want to encourage you girls to make fun, healthy snacks for yourself during camp. That's been there since the very first camp I ever hosted. I've always had a healthy sips and snacks week. So this is adorbs. I like this a lot. Does it need more? Probably. It's like it reminds me of this. It's like a big giant index card. And now I need my pens. There's the white dot pen that Miss Kelly Anderson sent me out into the world using. And then do I have new pens? I feel like I have a pack of new pens and I'm just forgetting them. Hello, Roxanne. Welcome, welcome. I am so happy to see your little face. Everybody say hi to Roxanne. We have people who fall off the TRG wagon. I fall off the TRG wagon. I fell off and I'm back too. Okay, so I think I'm going to do these little dots. We are happy to have you here. I'm happy that all of you are here, that you have taken some time out of your weekend to come craft. I have friends from Canada and Australia. Sometimes we have friends from the UK that come join us. And it's very delightful. Okay, so is my pen just not working very well? I feel like it's not pinning very well. Maybe I have to do it again. I feel like my dots are not very juicy. Okay. Need to get them more on the blue over here. So white dots on this dark blue is lovely. I'm probably not going to put the enamel dots on here. I just feel like it's probably not what I want to do in my book, right? I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a mistake. And, oh, I just thought of what I want to put on here as my thing. I am so excited. My mom is coming up here to Washington, and me and my mom and my daughter are going to have a girls' trip for the very first time ever. And we're going to go do antiquing, which that's really fun. We're going to go to Port Orchard. We're going to go do antiquing. She's coming up here to celebrate my B-Day. And I am so excited. I did not think that she would do that, but she offered. So I said, yes, please. That's very exciting. I will take you up on that. So I finally have something to look forward to. Okay, so I think that, but also I also feel like I'm not quite there yet. I feel like I need a little bit of I feel like a little bit of stuff, like the little doodly stuff, like the doodly bordery stuff. Oh, can you hear that? That sounds like a little sewing machine, which is funny because I'm trying to put little stitches on there. And that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like a little sewing machine. Oh, I know what I want to put on here. Okay, it's coming back to me. All my craft stuff is coming back. I've been out of the little craft, you know, the little. That's what I'm saying, you guys. When you don't craft consistently, you kind of fall out of your flow, so you kind of forget your little tricks and stuff that you like to do. And that's why I want you to get prepped so that like when the time comes, you will be ready. You'll be like Rocky Balboa running up the steps, ready to washi and punch. You will be beating that washi. Am I right? That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. I'm going to put this one here. I am looking for something that feels stampy. Stampy McStamperson. Where did I do with my stamps? I pulled them down. I was talking to Mark and I pulled them down. And it was right before we went live too. So I remember having them in my hand. And I do not see them anywhere. How could they have? How? It's amazing how I can lose something so easily. Okay, well I got the little gold stars. I love those. Anything else I can possibly add? I just feel like it's just not my what do you call it? It's just not, it doesn't have all the little fun little googly things, the little how about writing? Just write on it. I want to like this thing. Where am I hiding some of these things that I like? Where am I hiding my craft supplies? I don't know. I don't know where I am. I found some yearbook photos I have in here. So let me see. Maybe there's a girl I could put in here. Although I'm not sure what kind of story that tells, but maybe she grew up and this is her husband. Okay, who looks like this is her husband? I'm going to give you that is your husband. He'll be your husband. Okay. So in my mind, this is the story. Is this photo paper? I don't know. Sometimes I have mysterious paper. Aha, it is photo paper. So if you're wondering, these little squares, this paper, this came from one of the playbook kits that we made. It came with there was a sheet of yearbook photos and I printed mine to sticker paper. And now I have a girl in a square. She's not technically a honey, so she can share the stage with this gentleman who's her future husband, because she's dreaming about her husband. I just want to put weird, odd things on here. I just wonder what has happened to my stuff, like my pens. This is what happens when you go live and you're not completely in control of your environment. I do not want to be I'm a cautionary tale, ladies. You don't want this to be you. You want to be fully ready to craft your little heart out when camp comes to town. Camp doesn't come to town. Camp is not promised every year. So you want to be sure you take advantage of camp when it comes, right? All right, I like that. I love dots. Give me dots all day long. And these are some really old labels. Look at these bad boys. Huey and Philip Co. Wholesale. These are vintage. isn't ephemera it's kind of sad in a way, like when you use it. I really love using it like so much, but at the same time, it's like, this will never be again. This is it. Huey and Philip Co. Wholesale. I don't know what kind of business you were, but this represents a company that had employees and they had hopes and dreams and they went to work every day and they probably had water cooler talk and they had, what happened to them? The building is probably like all like a boarded up windows and it's a brick building that's, I don't know, falling apart. I don't know why I think that, but it just feels like that. It just has that look that just, you can just tell looking at a label. Okay. All right. This is why I told you the show is only going to be an hour. I warned you. Okay. So, what else? I know. What else? Let's do this credit limit. Let's do some messy lines because I love those. Like just box in some things because that's always cute. Let's do her. Oh, let's put a little frame around her. Diana says it was a hardware company. Thank you, Diana. 1952. Oh, Huey and Philip Co. 1952. These are, yeah, you can tell like the labeling is like really spotty. I don't know how to say it. Like it looks like it's, I don't know. Those are some old labels. That's all I know. Okay, so I'm going to add this little frame to her photo. So white pens are fun. Everyone get a white pen. Got a white pen going around her face. So, founded in 1872. Thank you. Look at you, Nancy Drews. Huey, see, is it still around? I highly doubt this. Okay, I shall not turn you in, Roxanne, but I cannot promise that Miss Grunecker, she is, on the other hand, she is our camp police. The real police, not so much, but Miss Grunecker, she's a different story. I can't promise you won't be turned in to her. Okay, now it's starting to feel a little bit more like my stuff. Let me see. I have so much stuff on my desk. Let me see if I can add a little bit of stamping. Oh no, EJ tried to use her white pens today and they were oily. No, that's not good. Oh shoot. I did not realize my stamp here is officially done at 2024. But I ordered a new roller stamp, not because I don't have one. I do have one, but I ordered a new one because I loved the font that they used. It's a Studio Calico one, and it came from a store in Angela. It came from a store in Florida called Lighthouse something, and I can't think of the town. Let me grab this here's my other roller stamp, which is more of a traditional everyday, just an everyday one. I have not been able to find, I have another one and I've lost that as well. I don't know. I don't know how I lose so many things. Okay, so this is how long it's been since I've used a roller stamp because I don't date the honeys. I've been doing Dress the Honeys since the year started. So I have not used a roller stamp. That's what's going on. I just haven't been using them. So let's get to May. May. Early 16th. Today's the 16th, I believe. Let's do this. Name. See, the only reason why I don't love this one is because the print is so big. It's pretty big. That's pretty big. So this one in, hi, Debbie Farnham. Yes, Whimsidoodle, which apparently Whimsidoodle doesn't have their paper anymore. They just have the fabric section. This one is called Lighthouse something. I can't think of the rest of the name. And I just ordered it because I was looking for the roller stamp. And when I looked for this Studio Calico roller stamp, it came up. And I bought 2 of them so I'd have a backup because I know myself well. And now I have an adorable pair of roller stamps coming to me because I believe that every paper crafter should have a roller stamp, a date roller stamp. And it doesn't even have to be, they're not fancy, but even one off of like, I don't remember if I bought this on Amazon. I would imagine I did. But even like a simple plain office one that's just like a really standardy one. I just think these are, not only do they help you document when you did your page or your project, but they also add something super vintagey and fun to me. They're the office style. I mean, if you're a vintage girl, to me, they're the vintage office supply look that I personally love. But I do think that they're a winner, and they're inexpensive. I think the ones that I bought were $5.99 each.
Josh said hi.
Josh, hello. Look at you. Are you here to learn how to do some crafting? Happy to see you. All right. Okay. Hello. There we go. So I have a guy painting through a window, and she's thinking about her future hubby, who she'll be having do many, many tasks. That's it. That's her fantasy. I'm dreaming of my future husband and all of the tasks that I'll be asking him to do, like painting the house, right? Isn't that what that we sat around and did when we were in high school, when we thought about our future husband? He's going to mow the lawn. He's going to take out the garbage. There we go. It's time for it's video date night. Here at the speaker compound, Friday night is, maybe that's the reason why our internet's down, is because Josh is having a big old video game night. We're sitting here battling it out with who's eating up the most data. I didn't know I was competing with my sweet son over who needs the most data. Me. The answer is me. I'll have a team of crafty girls at your doorstep. Okay, I'm also going to add my little initials here. Here we go, TRG. Hopefully. I love these. I've had these for so long. I'm surprised they even stick. I'm surprised these stick at all. These are, what is the name of that? Freckled Fawn? Is that right? Spotted Fawn, Freckled Fawn. Is it Freckled Fawn? Is that the name of the company? They came out with this alphabet, which is the most adorable alphabet. I have hoarded these. I have kept these safe. I have protected them like a mother hen. I think I've had these for since 2015, I think is when I bought them. I love them. I love them so much. Oh goodness, Miss Grunecker, get out of here. Nobody summoned you. I'm streaming. I got here first. Dibs on the internet. Okay. Minecraft, does Minecraft actually take a lot of data to stream? And Chris, let me ask you a question. Were you ever into Skyrim and Oblivion, those games? Were you ever Were those your thing? Okay, I'm calling this one done. And look, I crafted. Done and done. Okay, I've made a huge mess for one page. I couldn't even bring my best to it because I don't even know where some of my stuff is. So there you go. EJ said somebody said her name 3 times and she appeared. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? That's adorable. Okay, now I'm more sold than ever that this was a good purchase. I have to tell you, when I saw this binder on eBay, I did think about it, and I remember saying to you guys on a live stream, I think it may have been the last one, or I mentioned about how I've bought books. I've bought so many cute books that I have plans to do, like altered books. I have plans to do this kind of project and do this kind of project, but I don't do them. So I did ask myself, are you really going to use this? Or is this ledger going to end up in a bin in your storage where you don't actually use it, but you had all these plans to? So I'm really, really glad that at the last second today, I saw it sitting there and thought, okay, grab it now and just go ahead and craft in it tonight. This will be what you do. And now I'm really glad I did, because how cute is that? And it's the first page in my book. Yes, 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 yes. See, it's just a larger form of my cute cards. How cute is that? But it gives you more space, and you can just be like more, loosey-goosey. So if you have I know there's like the little Instagram binders, the little 4x4s. There's the binders that are the 6x8 binders. I just got one from Allie Edwards. I don't know what year it came out, but I tried to talk myself out of it. I sincerely did, but the color palette is so scrumptious. I just can't. It's just eye candy. So I got that one, and it's going to be my new, an additional pocket pages kind of project book. Because I think what I want to try and do this year for the first time ever is I think I want to use my birthday as sort of like my catalyst to say, you're going to kind of document the next year of your life. You're going to, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's not, pictures of me, because I don't do very much. But maybe it's like, maybe it will be an impetus to make me do stuff. Even if it's just ordinary stuff. Maybe this is what I've been trying to tell myself. Because I look around now and I have no documentation of my life, like a whole year of my life, 2 years of my life at least have gone by, and I have a handful of photos to represent them. Is that what's happening to us as we get older? Or is that just me? That if you stop kind of like, maybe it's just because I kind of stopped engaging as much, like going out and doing stuff, and that kind of bums me out. So I want to make a kind of like a change in how I'm doing things. And so that's the story. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm telling you right now, that's why I bought it. It's like my little fresh new start, and to start taking more pictures, even if it's just like my little ordinary life, even if it's just me out in the garden, even if it's me sitting on the patio with Josh and the kids, and his sweet wife, Miranda, whom I adore. All that kind of fun stuff. The stuff that I have just been I have missed out on, because Mark and I we lived a whole year with no family around or nobody around. And that was actually kind of depressing when we look back on it. We're like, wow, we had nobody. So there was really not a big reason to, I don't know. It just felt like we didn't really, I don't know how to explain that. So it's like, I have a hole in my life where I didn't feel like really documenting very much, So anyway, so this is going to be my new little, like, let's spark something and see if it will be different. So I'm really trying to double down on this little creative flow that I got going on. You know, it's halfway through the year. I've been dressing the honeys since the year started, so I'm on a really good roll. We're heading into, we're heading towards Camp Reset. I've never been on this trajectory before, and I'm keeping my mind very mossy by like keeping very inspired by looking at a lot of different things. And hopefully that's going to start producing results and making time to do it, right? We have to be committed to making time to do this, to calling this something important in our lives, to saying that this holds an importance, that you want to call it a form of self-care because that gives you peace, it gives you joy, it gives you a pause in your all of the tasks and stuff that you have to do. That's never going to end until the day you die. You're always going to have to go to the grocery store, clean your kitchen, clean your room. You're going to have to clean your body, clean your clothes. You have to pay bills. You have to wash that car. You have to vacuum those floors. There's an unending list of things we have to do. There's the have-tos. But squeezing in time and making sure that it's there every single week, that you're making sure that you're growing and stretching those creative muscles. That's the thing that you have to make time for. That's the thing that we have. We're just getting older. Time is passing. We're not getting younger. We're getting older. Time is passing you by. When I think about the last 10 years of my life and like where I was 10 years ago, and I had a cabinet full of supplies that I never touched, I never used. And I think about where would I be 10 years later had I just kept making myself do it. And instead of like telling myself a bunch of things, you're not good enough, you don't know how to use them, you'll never be as talented, comparing myself, comparison-itis. We do it to ourselves. It's all in our heads. We do that to ourselves. And there will always be something that you can tell yourself you have to do. I have to go do this. I'm too busy. I have to watch the kids. I have this, I have that. You're never not going to have those things that you have to do. You have to fight for this. You have to fight for it. And it's almost like you're fighting yourself. That thing in you that just will always find a reason for you not to do it. Fight back. Fight back. When crafters fight back. Our next meeting will be the 30th, okay? That will be our next meeting where we will learn to fight back. Hi-ya! Fighting back against ourselves and the lies that we tell ourselves. I'm too busy. I don't have time. I have too many responsibilities. Miss Roxanne, you are part of the Late Night Crafty Club right now. You're doing it. You are an official member. The Late Night Crafty Club is just my fun name that I gave this live stream. So you're officially a member. We bequeath you your membership. That's right. Miss Ellen, hi. That's exactly right. Dun, 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 dun. I was just booting up that song yesterday for Mark on Spotify, on YouTube. That's such a fight song, and I love that our generation has this awesome fight song, right? Anytime you got to do something hard, everyone's got to put on Eye of the Tiger. Right? It's that inner Gen Xer that we have. Okay, I know we all feel it. Hi, Doreen. I see your little face. So, thank you, Sherry. I enjoyed you being here. And Doreen, the link for the workbook is right in the chat room. I see Mark posted it for you. So, anywho, I gotta clear my head for a second. Okay, the 30th is our next meeting, okay, just to remind you. And if you are in the clubhouse, if you are a member of at the Explorer level, and you know who you are, we will be having our tea party tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And do not forget to download your little printable that I put in your inbox so that you will have that for our discussion, which will be very similar to stuff I talked about today, but more in depth. And then I would, love for you to, if you have thoughts about that, you can contribute. We can chat tomorrow on our Zoom call. And I am really happy to have seen so many of you show up tonight, and new faces and people who'd been away and have come back. That was quite I had a few of you actually that have come back. Right, Josh? That is like the gym song. It's the total gym song, especially for people who have fallen off the wagon and need to get back in there. So that will definitely be me. But more on that later. So anyway, you sweet girls, I appreciate, and Chris and Josh, our two honorary male friends who've joined us this evening. Thank you guys so much for coming in and let me see. Oh my goodness. Katya, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, it is so true. And I'm so sorry. I'm sending you a hug. I wish I could do more. I'm so glad that we got to see your little face and that you came back. And if you reach out to me, I would love to give you I would love to have you as a guest at camp. I think that could be a really wonderful a wonderful little place for you to have some time for yourself and have fun again. So reach out to me at Cori at theresetgirl.com and I will make sure that happens. And Josh, and I love your little faces, you guys. I appreciate you showing up and spending part of your precious Friday night with me. And I did manage to, I said 1 hour and we're here at 2. Mark said it wouldn't happen at 1. He said that's just not possible. And he is correct. So I hope that you guys are inspired going into your weekend. If you have some time this weekend, that you start your gathering, curating, start using a designer's artist's eye at your stuff. What do you want to pack for camp? It's in July, but July will be here before you know it. I say that to myself as well. Hopefully there's a camp to go to. So I want to get you guys excited. I want you to have something fun to look forward to, because this is where we get to escape our adulty lives and be 12-year-old girls again, if only in our hearts and our imaginations. So I love you so much. You guys take care of yourselves until we see each other again. I love you, and I'll see you very soon. Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Gather round, it's Friday night. Time for crafts and pure delight. Paper, scissors, let's get started. With vintage tape, we'll be wholehearted. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. Glue sticks ready, let's make a plan. Planners in the office, scissors, and come along. Together we'll craft and sing our song. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for grab something to sip, stickers and golden scissors. Let's take a crafty trip. The playbook's open with listers, got a list. In this crafty paradise, our dreams coexist. Every honey deserves her day in the sun. With enamel dots, we're ready for fun. Layer in circles and punch stars too. In the Late Night Crafty Club, it's all for you. It's all for you. Cards and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scrapture cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? Hearts and pockets display our creativity. 32-pound paper, so smooth and buttery. Scrapture cards help your ideas flow. What will you make during the Late Night Crafty Show? It's all for you.